On Wednesday, September the 3rd, the main voting bureau held a public meeting after the election on St. Martin since August 29, 2014. No political party won a seat outright, which means having 8 of the 15 seats in Parliament. Requests of vote recounts came pouring in to the main voting bureau after the election results were made public on Friday, August the 29th.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome everyone to the public meeting. This meeting is called in accordance with Article 87 of the Electoral Ordinance, whereby the law, the Electoral Ordinance prescribes that a public meeting should be held within 5 days after the election. As we all know, the election was held on August 29th, and the last results, preliminary results, they came in approximately around 4 a.m. We have announced the preliminary results, and as we said today, we are going to discuss a number of things in regards to those results. First of all, I would like to once again introduce the voting bureau. To my right, we have Kalita Peters as a substitute member. We have Clarence Richardson. He will be having a vote here today. Mr. Willem van Asselt, also a member. He will also be having a vote today. We have Migdala Arts and Clarinda. She's a substitute member. We have Maarten Polen. He's a member and he will be having a vote today. We have Cindy Marika as a member and she will be having a vote today. And my person is the chairman. And of course, I will also be having a vote here today. As I stated, that the votes have been counted. We would like to thank all the members from various voting districts that have been diligently working all the way to the wee hours of the morning and making sure that all votes have been counted. We would like to thank them very much for their hard work and also the contribution that they have given to their country, St. Martin. It is so that we have taken a look, we have scrutinized the processive cabal that we got in the various voting stations, and we have noticed that there were no objections, no misvana that were made in those processive cabal. As such, we have no reason to doubt the validity, the accuracy, and the fairness of these various voting districts after they have counted them. Having said that, it should be noted that in the meantime, we have received 2 letters from 2 candidates where they have voiced their objections. That is from Mr. Jacinto Mok and also from Mr. Janchi Leonard. Those are 2 objections. Mr. Mok's objection, basically, I will summarize it. It comes down to the fact that he was saying that there was no transparency and that the central voting bureau should have gone past visited the 20 districts in order to see what was taking place. He talked about the transparency. He also talked about the votes being, the ballots being counted. He also talked about a number of voters that did not receive their voting cards. And so there were a number of voters that had not understood the English language and that they would have needed assistance in that regard. That is more or less the summary, a summarized version of the objection that were made by Mr. Jacinto Mok. Going on to that of Mr. Janchi Leonard, his objection is basically he's asking for a total recount based on the fact that there is a shortage of 2 votes in order to be re-elected to Parliament, and based on that reason, he is also requesting a recount. Those are the 2 objections that we've received so far. As these are the objections that we have right now, then we will actually, because I do not see any other objections, but if there are no other objections, we are going to adjourn the meeting. I've seen the gentleman over there in the green shirt. I saw his hand first. Could you stand, please, and state your objection? Your name as well, sir.
My name is James Rosen. I have concern on 2 voting districts whose number of invalid votes seem unusually high on a percentage basis, and that would be districts 8 and 15. and I'd be interested in a recount on those districts. When I read the ordinance, I'm not certain that you can ask for just a recount or an examination of the invalid votes. So if it's required to check the entire district, then that would be the request. If you can check just the invalid votes, then that would be the request.
Can I have your name once again, sir?
Yes, James Rosen, R-O-S-E-N.
R-O-S-E-N.
E-N.
That is noted. Sir, just one question before you sit, please.
Yes.
Could you state are you an eligible voter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Hello, sir. Stand and back, please.
Mr. Clarence?
Clarence,
yeah.
if like Mr. Leonard, the final count on my candidacy came up 6 votes short of being elected, and I would like to issue a request for a recount in that regard. And that will be a recount of all of the ballots.
Mr. Bailani?
Good morning. I second the request what Mr. Jim Rosen just mentioned. District in Karami and the Rupert Mayor, right? Because of the invalid votes, I count, and also I have some good friends and family who supported there, and my count was a little bit low than what I expected. Thank you.
Please state your name and...
Yes, my name is Tatiana Arundel, eligible voter. The reason why I would like to see a countdown of all districts because they were the amount of the high amount of invalid votes in all the districts, as well as when they were tallying or counting the ballots. The persons that we had assigned per district were not able to even view the ballots to see what was credited as invalid or valid. So for that reason.
And for which district? Gentlemen.
Good morning. My name is Voting Bur. I am an eligible voter. I'm also adding to what Ms. Tatiana said. The high level of invalid votes, I would like to request that for all districts be recounted. And also for the same reason that as witnesses, we were not given the opportunity then on the vicinity to also see if it was really invalid, yes or no.
Okay, thank you. All right. With that said, we have, there was a gentleman in the back still. Yes, sir.
Just to be put on record, my name is Herbert Martina. I also would like to see, especially in District 8 and 15, the discrepancies in the vote counts in those districts.
Okay.
My name is Nada de Wins.
Could you repeat that again, ma'am?
Nada de Wins.
Nadia the Wings.
Nada de Wins. So I'd like for you to consider and check the streets in Sondaya, in Academy, in Los Cuarta, in Academy.
Okay. Noted. Sundial Academy and Dutch Water.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
My name is Octavio Ogando. I would like you guys consider it also.
Could you repeat your last name, sir?
Octavio Ogando.
Okay.
I would like you to consider my voting in Belvedere and the whole in St. Peter, all the voting.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. We have taken note of all the different objections. What we will do is now we will adjourn the meeting. We will adjourn it in order to deliberate internally. And we will be back here at, let's say, in the next half an hour. So right now I have 10:15. At 10:45 we will be back here. So we will do a deliberation internally and we will come back with a decision. Thank you very much.
After a recess of deliberations, the main voting bureau decided to only look at the 303 invalid votes cast during the election process. A nail-biter was the strange situation between Maria Boncapo-Molanas, who received 2 more votes than MP Johan Leonard. During the validation of the votes, the 2 votes were validated by the Bureau towards MP Johan Leonard.
And it goes to candidate number 7. Order. I would like to call some order in the hall. I would like to proceed with the following.
Okay, Mr. Leonard, you just got elected.
Yes.
What were you thinking, and what was going through your mind when they were, going through this process?
It is a process that I wouldn't wish for my worst enemy to pass through this process, because it's a very tedious, and I could understand others that in this similar situation it was very tough for me, but I pulled it through. What can I say? Thank you to those that have voted personally on me and on the United People's Party. Thanks to the entire St. Martin community for coming out and vote in a very massive way for the United People's Party, and especially, like I said, for my person, candidate number 7, Johan Leonard.
After just a couple of hours, at 7 p.m., the main voting bureau announced the following changes to the votes of each political party.
Pursuant to Article 89 of the Electoral Ordinance, we will provide the amount of votes per candidates. You will now see the different changes that have made as a result of the exercise that we did today of the meeting. I will begin with list number 1, the U.S. party. Mr. Franz Richardson has now 731 votes. Leona Marlin, 245 votes. Anna Ravis Richardson, 137 votes. Ruben Thompson, 151 votes. Lisa Alexander, 27 votes. Harlek Duran, 20 votes. Richinel Brug, 133 votes. Fernando Clark, 16 votes. Earl Duzon, 37 votes. Myrna Richardson, 10 votes. Sergio Bryson, 17 votes. Curtis Thomas, 28 votes. Janine Espacia, 12 votes. Roberto Hunt, 16 votes. And Lloyd Paul, 67 votes. That will be a total of 1,647 votes for the U.S. party. Moving on to list number 2, the National Alliance. William Marlin, 742 votes. George Pantoflet, 400 votes. Silveria Jacobs, 973 votes. Louis Lavice, 185 votes. Hyacinth Richardson, 208 votes. Rudolph Samuel, 244 votes. Henrietta Duran, 191 votes. Christophe Emmanuel, 246 votes. Charles Jeffrey Richardson, 72 votes. Romeo Pantoflet, 206 votes. Cedric Peterson, 153 votes. Fernando York van Heinigen, 24 votes. Dorothy Richardson, 49 votes. Elvis Flanders, 70 votes. Henry Eusebius, 48 votes. Narda De Wint, 17 votes. Leroy Lepin, 47 votes. Sao Ying Stamen Yao, 16 votes. Franklin Patrick, 40 votes. Amira Groeneveld, 10 votes. Henry Solomons, 28 votes. Arta Logis, 43 votes. And Herbert Martina, 43 votes, which is a total amount of votes for the National Alliance of 4,055 votes. Moving on to list number 3, the UP party. Theodore Halliger, 1,945 votes. Gracita Arundel, 139 votes. Franklin Myers, 614 votes. Lloyd Richardson, 278 votes. Josiane Artson, 122 votes. Maurice Lake, 310 votes. Johan Leonard, 204 votes. Terry Peterson, 99 votes. Jules James, 202 votes. Claret Connor, 198 votes. Petrus Miguel Weaver, 127 votes. Tamara Leonard, 304 votes. Jason Peterson, 130 votes. Rhoda Arundel, 166 votes. Rudy Engel, 101 votes. Angelique Martis Remou, 104 votes. Veronica Janssen Webster, 120 votes. Chanel Brownbill, 94 votes. Iris Arundel, 128 votes. Eugene Heidegger, 78 votes. Maria Bancamper Milanes, 204 votes. Julian Rolex, 46 votes. And Silvio Matzer, 498 votes, which brings us to a total amount of 6,211 votes for the UP party. Moving on to list number 4, the Democratic Party, DP. Sarah Westcott Williams, 697 votes. Van Hugh Cornelius de Weaver, 378 votes. Roy Marlin, 120 votes. Emile Lee, 285 votes. Michael Ferrier, 129 votes. Hassani Ellis, 99 votes. Perry Heerlings, 129 votes. Richelda Rodriguez Emmanuel, 29 votes. Siddharth Bailani, 218 votes. Gerard Richardson, 39 votes. Armand Maida, 13 votes. Hubert Pantoflet, 52 votes. Carmen Hodge Smith, 24 votes. Mulrose Toulon Sponsper, 37 votes. Patricia Flanders, 29 votes. Octavio Orgando Garcia, 29 votes. Warno Cartocromo, 21 votes. Joyce Varlak, 8 votes. Ishmael Foston, 14 votes, which brings us to a total amount of 2,342 votes for the Democratic Party. we shall proceed with list number 5, which will be the SRP. Jacinto Mock, 132 votes. Moving on to list number 6, which is the OSPP. Leonard Priest, 86 votes. Regina Yanga, 16 votes. Denison Phillips, 22 votes. Marilou Connor, 9 votes. Joseph Martin John, 10 votes. Margarita Webster, 4 votes. Fritz Richardson, 6 votes. Emmanuel Hanna, 7 votes. And Lloyd Beaton, 9 votes, which brings us to a total amount of 169 votes for the OSPP. In total, there is a total amount of 14,556 valid votes. As a result of this, we look at the division of seats. That will mean that the U.S. Party will have 2 seats, the National Alliance 4 seats, the UP Party 7 seats, the Democratic Party 2 seats, SRP 0 seats, the OSPP 0 seats. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the results of the 2014 parliamentary elections for country St. Martin. In pursuance with the law, the electoral ordinance, we will have our process verbal drafted up, as well as we will make a decree which we will have the results formally established. It should be noted that the results that I've just read will also be published this evening on the stmartingov.org's website. So the votes of the individual candidates as well as the party, they can be seen on the website of the government. Thank you very much for coming out today. Thank you.